let's cut through the frou-frou and get right to the point. This is part 1 of a series of videos that will eventually have you running a gang in The Sims 4. Right now, we're just going to start with Basemental Drugs. You'll need to install Basemental Drugs, and that's it. That's all you need to do the first steps today. Later on, you'll need to install Basemental Gangs. You can go ahead and install it now if you like, and you probably have both of them installed already if you're here. So, let's take a look at a couple of things. This is my drug dealer, Brandy Stone. She's my wannabe drug dealer. She's going to be a drug lord eventually. Right, I've added a couple things in her traits. She's self-assured. That's going to help her sell drugs, actually. And also, if you have the Patreon version of Basemental Drugs, you'll be able to have raves, and the clubber trait will help you with the scheduling of raves. So those are two good things to have, and I just like to have Dance Machine. But let's get her into the world. Oh, we can get a better picture than that. There we go. All right, now I'm going to do a little cheat here. Real estate. Now she'll still have her full 20,000 nest egg, even though she could afford to buy the lot I'm putting her on. I just want to make sure for the purposes of the tutorial that we have enough money to do everything we need. We'll give her a moment to come in. She's probably going to come in hungry, because for some reason they don't feed Sims that are in the gallery. She did not come in hungry. A miracle of miracles. Here she is. She looks a little bit perturbed, shall we say. Let's just let her run a moment. Now, while we get rid of all these little annoying windows over here that come up every time we start the game. There's one more coming, but hold on. She's going to run to her computer. Let's follow her. All right. Now, there's the one we were waiting for. We don't need the computer or anything to get started, but let's get started anyways. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to assign a drug dealer. This is the person that she's going to buy drugs from. So we go to drugs, we go to settings. Down here we have assign NPCs. So, we're going to assign a drug dealer. I recommend that you pick a drug dealer that you don't play. You do not want to be playing the drug dealer that you're using. They need to be an NPC. Also, pick somebody you'll remember, so you can pick them out in the crowd. Don't just pick some random sim. I actually have one picked out here. I'm going to assign a drug dealer. And let's see. There's the one I'm assigning. He looks kind of familiar, doesn't he? Okay. He is our chosen drug dealer. Now, these others you might want to look at and assign later, but they're beyond the scope of what we're doing for this tutorial. So, we've got a drug dealer now. So we need to find this drug dealer, and what we need to do is get friendly with him. So let's see. He is actually installed in the lot next door. So let's press the M key to bring up our map, because it's faster than using the telephone. Says he's not home. Well, we're just going to pause this video right now and try to figure out where he was, and we'll be right back in a jiff. Okay, jiff's over, and as you can see, we have found our drug dealer. There he stands. Let's just take a look just to make sure. See, there are nothing here as options to buy drugs or anything like that. So we also haven't introduced ourselves, so let's give him a nice friendly introduction.
Oh, Grasha. So.
Naturally, they're flirty instantly. I don't know why that always happens. All right, let's take a look again. Now that they've introduced each other. Buy drugs. We can buy drugs from him now. So let's buy some pills. We're going to go for Molly. That's going to be what we're going to be doing. MDMA. Whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and buy some from him. Jesus. Well, things are price raised over here, so we're not going to make any money selling these, but we're not going to be able to sell anything yet anyways, because there's something else we have to do first. Grade A candy for adults. Remember that, kids, it's for adults. Okay, so the thing we have to do now is we have to get friendly with our dealer. Once we get friendly enough with the dealer, we can start selling drugs instead of just buying drugs from him. And selling drugs is what we want to do. So I'm going to be back in a jiff again while I get friendly with our friendly neighborhood dealer. While you were away, our friendly drug dealer stood too close to the fire and caught fire. So I don't know if we'll succeed yet about getting what we want, but let's take a look and see what's available. Okay, so now we have other requests available in our pie menu. And there we can buy a fake ID or go drug dealing, and now we can inquire about selling weed. Well, we want to sell MDMA, so we have to get friendlier still. So hopefully this fire isn't going to prevent that. So I'll be back in another jiff. Okay, the magic of video brings us back. He needed a shower. He got one. You know, delays, nothing but delays. Now he's decided he needs to shovel the walk, but while we were away in that brief time interval, we cloud gazed, we talked, we got some more stuff. And let's see, we're that friendly now. So when we click him now at this friendly, go to more choices, go to drugs, other requests, and drug dealing, we now have inquire about selling pills. So we're going to do that. Now this is a very important step. And I'll tell you why in just a second.
Queba Vimps Ziffel.
Ponka, yibs.
Yibs! All right, we've got it. All right, we now have the pill dealing skill. It's very important, according to the documentation, that we get this skill from a dealer. So this is what we've done. Now, there are a couple of cheats. I don't know how those cheats will work. We're doing this the long, hard way, the right way, as somebody who wants to get into a story. So now if we look at our simology, we have the pill dealer trait. All right, I can sell pills to other Sims. That's great. So let's get rid of that. And let's see what else we're going to do. We don't need anything more from him. I've already bought some pills, but we need to do something before we can sell those pills. We need to open this Ziploc bag. We're going to open it. Maybe as soon as we stop chatting. Chatty Cathy here, Chatty George. Okay, now we have 10 pills. Now let's press our M key and go find somebody to talk to who's not our dealer. Now this is the part that confuses people, because there's no real clear guidance in game as to what you should be doing, and that's why I'm making these videos. So bear with me. I'm going to be right back as soon as I find someplace special so you don't have to sit and watch through all of it. Okay, we found our target. We're going to try to sell pills to this gentleman right here, Bjorn Bjergsen. So, if we look right now, go into our drug menu, and to be honest, I find myself pausing the game every time I want to go into the drug menu when I'm first talking to someone, because there's so many layers you have to go down. So this is a problem for me with this mod, but this is how it's done. Drugs, pills, and here we have some options to talk about the pills with him. We can't sell him any pills yet. We haven't convinced him that he needs any, but we're just going to casually talk about the pills. They'll casually talk about the pills, and then we'll have another option, or other options. So, the other options, we pause, go down through all the choices. Oh, it's up here this time. Ask if Bjorn has ever tried MDMA.
Chimere Jabeen Slawfish.
Now, we're not going to get a real answer from him.
Oh, Bashar. Clark.
Ah.
Okay. We got a positive response to that, though. So let's go look again. Go through the menus, pills. I'm going to talk about how much I love it. I've never used it, but I'm going to talk about how much I love it.
Vula Shaka Teebs.
Oh, Quapo.
Sigluna.
New beam. Ifla.
Ah.
So as you can see, it's a series of dialogues that you go through in order to convince somebody to buy the pills from you. Sometimes you have to talk for a while. Sometimes it goes pretty quickly.
Oh, Bashar. Clark.
Ah.
I wish they'd turn their butts around. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Pause, look through, drugs, pills. Okay, so now we've got some different choices. He's a little bit more receptive to buying some drugs. So we're going to talk about a drug study now. We're going to lecture him about a drug study. Now, you don't have to do these in the order that I'm doing in, and you might find an order that works best for you, but these are the steps we have to go through before we can sell someone drugs. Okay, pause again. Through, find the menu, there it is at the bottom, pills. Now I'm going to talk about legalization because I have found that talking about legalization is a good thing that they respond. Here we go. Legislation, eventually, if he'll ever shut the frack up. There we go.
Ah.
All right. Got a little bit more friendly. Pause again. Go through all these choices. Drugs, pills. Seal the deal. Now, this is the important one. This is the thing that you get that will let you sell drugs to this. Now, you're not going to sell anybody drugs when you seal the deal, but he's now amenable to do this. That means you can sell drugs to him. Most likely, he'll call you, tell you he wants drugs, and he'll come to buy the drugs. Surprise, we're someplace else. Why? Because we had a problem. And this is one of the issues that I have with Basemental Drugs, is it's not obvious when something goes wrong. So, you saw me in the discotheque, seal the deal, and everything was fine, except something interrupted and the deal wasn't actually sealed. So I had to track down Bjorn Bjorgsen, and now we can actually, hopefully, seal the deal. Now, I want you to notice that we sealed the deal, but nothing came up to tell us that we sealed the deal. And this is a problem with this mod in particular, is that you can never tell if something has actually happened unless you investigate further. So, now that we've got him here, let's just try to sell him some drugs now that we've sealed the deal.
Xanahoy. Oh, Shefflet. Turinga.
Okay, we've got the option to sell him some pills. And we have the pills in our inventory. Now, this is an important thing to remember. Depending on what you're dealing, it depends on how you carry your inventory. Like, if you're selling weed, you have to open up and you have to have it in the big Ziploc baggies. You can't have it opened. If you're selling pills, you have to have it opened and you get the pills out there. So let's try. Oh, here we go. Here the sell the pills option worked. So now we can click that. We'll sell him a pill. We'll get $36 for one pill. And there we go. We've sold him a pill. Now, another thing to know while we're here talking about our customers is I made another customer in the disco before I came here. So let's go take a look at drugs again. And here we have, when I'm clicking me, I get a customer list. There's my customer list. I don't know why the celebrities is up there. But if I look at my customer list involving the pills, these are the two people that I can sell pills to. Okay. I was originally going to go home and let somebody call, and you can see that transaction. But it's a very similar transaction. You get a person come to your house, You sell them some pills, they hang around, they never leave. This is another issue that I have found. I really think this mod needs a little bit of work with the mechanics. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think that's one of the reasons that so few people understand what's going on. But we're going to stop here, and we'll be back the next time, and we'll continue our journey to become a gang leader. Thanks. See you soon. Oh, hey, it's me again. I forgot something. So, it's important to know that the next thing we want to do is get our dealing skill up to level 10. It's at level 10 that then we can start a gang. And you level by selling pills, reading books. There are books you can buy to do this, to help you level you up. There are cheats. I don't recommend you use the cheats. You learn more by doing, but do get your thing up to level 10, and the next step will be at level 10, we'll be able to talk about making a gang. Okay, I'm really gone for sure this time. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.